Tensions hit boiling point. China rages as Philippines and UK warship enters Taiwan Strait. China's military criticized on Friday the sailing of a British warship through the Taiwan Strait as a deliberate attempt to cause trouble, while Taiwan's president ordered monitoring stepped up in response to Chinese military activities. China, which views Taiwan as its own territory, though Taipei rejects the claim, has stepped up drills around the island over the past 5 years, including staging war games that have alarmed Taiwan, Washington, and Tokyo. Britain's Royal Navy said its patrol vessel Spey made a routine navigation through the narrow waterway as part of a long-planned deployment and in full compliance with international law. China considers the strait to be Chinese waters, although Taiwan, the United States and many of its allies say it is an international waterway. The Eastern Theater Command of the People's Liberation Army said the Wednesday sailing of the ship was public hyping, adding that its forces followed and monitored the Spey. The British side's remarks distort legal principles and mislead the public. Its actions deliberately cause trouble and disrupt things, undermining peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait, it said in a statement. Troops in the theater are on high alert at all times and will resolutely counter all threats and provocations. Taiwan's government welcomed the sailing. The Foreign Ministry welcomes and affirms the British side once again taking concrete actions to defend the freedom of navigation in the Taiwan Strait, demonstrating its firm position that the Taiwan Strait is international waters, the ministry said in a statement. Taiwan President Lai Ching-te ordered defense and security units on Thursday to step up their monitoring and intelligence efforts in response to China's military activities, which he said had not abated even as tension rose in the Middle East. In Beijing, Foreign Ministry spokesperson Guo Jiaquan said Taiwan's ruling Democratic Progressive Party, DPP, was trying to latch onto a hot topic. No matter what they say or do, it cannot change the fact that Taiwan is a part of China, he added. On Friday morning, Taiwan's Defense Ministry reported another spike over the previous 24 hours in Chinese movements close to the island, involving 50 aircraft, concentrated in the strait and the top part of the South China Sea. The ministry reported 24 more Chinese aircraft in Taiwan's vicinity on Friday, including Su-30 fighter jets. A British warship last sailed through the strait in 2021, when the Richmond was deployed in the East China Sea en route to Vietnam. Chinese military followed it at the time and warned it away. The latest passage comes as Britain and China look to mend ties, with Prime Minister Keir Starmer expected to visit Beijing this year on the first trip by a British leader since 2018. U.S. Navy ships sail through the strait around once every 2 months, sometimes accompanied by those of allied nations. The recent transit of the British Royal Navy's HMS Spey through the Taiwan Strait has reignited tensions in an already volatile region. China's immediate condemnation of the move, labeling it as a deliberate provocation, highlights the sensitivity surrounding this critical maritime corridor. While the United Kingdom maintains that its passage complied with international law and was part of a routine operation, Beijing sees such actions as direct challenges to its territorial claims. This incident comes amid a backdrop of rising military activity in East Asia. According to Taiwan's Ministry of National Defense, Chinese military aircraft have sharply increased their sorties near the island, with over 50 planes detected in one day, including advanced fighter jets such as the Su-30. These maneuvers are being interpreted by analysts as a show of force, one that not only targets Taiwan but also sends a message to the broader international community. Meanwhile, Taiwan has responded with composure but caution. President Lai Ching-te ordered national defense and security agencies to raise their monitoring and intelligence efforts. This is in line with Taiwan's long-standing approach to maintaining stability while being prepared for all scenarios. The government emphasized that it welcomes the British naval transit, viewing it as a demonstration of the global commitment to freedom of navigation in international waters. From a strategic perspective, The Taiwan Strait remains one of the most sensitive maritime zones in the world. Any escalation here carries the risk of drawing in multiple global powers, especially considering the United States conducts similar naval transits regularly and has defense commitments with both Taiwan and Japan. China, for its part, views foreign warships in the strait as interference in what it considers an internal matter. However, international law, including the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea (UNCLOS), supports the view that the strait is an international waterway, open to all nations for passage and patrols. The situation also unfolds as global eyes remain focused on tensions in Eastern Europe and the Middle East. With rising conflicts elsewhere, China's actions in the Pacific are being closely scrutinized for signs of opportunistic expansion or power projection. At the diplomatic level, this incident could complicate the United Kingdom's efforts to improve relations with Beijing. Reports suggest that British Prime Minister Keir Starmer is planning an official visit to China later this year, the first by a UK leader since 2018. Analysts now wonder if this naval encounter could impact high-level talks or alter the tone of upcoming diplomatic engagements. In conclusion, the passage of HMS Spey through the Taiwan Strait is more than a routine naval maneuver. It is a symbol of the global contest over rules-based order in maritime regions. As China, Taiwan, and Western powers navigate these choppy waters, the world watches closely, hoping that dialogue and diplomacy will prevail over confrontation.